Welcome to Shop Talk Live, brought to you by Tools Garage. I'm your host, Dave the Car Guy. Join us today as we dive into the world of car care and industry trends. Whether you're an enthusiast or just have a daily driver, we got you covered. Let's kick off today's episode. What's up, everybody? Dave the Car Guy. You know what time it is? Shop Talk Live. Here with me today, Mr. Mike Austin. Not Steve Austin. Mike Austin from Sierra Pool and Spa Supply. Brand new business in Valley Springs. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So, Sierra Pool and Spa Supply. It's a new retail store. How did you get to that position? Because I'll share with everybody. It started off as you were a pool service company.
Yes.
Yep.
So we've done the service for about 3 years now, and even if we didn't open up the retail, it was worth it to us to get an office and a delivery portion of it. So we didn't have to go pick up everything every week now. So now we have about 200 pools, a little over 200 pools that we service in the area, and then we got the retail store as well. So that's just adding on. That's the icing on the cake for us right now.
Vertical integration, they call it, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's a smart move. So the shift from just the servicing to the supplies, have you noticed anything? Did you expect versus what has come up that you did not expect?
So what I did expect, I expected a lot more foot traffic. But you got to look at when we opened up too. We opened up, at the beginning of winter, October. So
lots of swimming in October.
Yeah, right. but it was slow, so it gave us enough time to get everything in line and ready for this season that's coming up now. But what we didn't expect was a lot of the foot traffic coming in for installations and for replacements and warranty work and spas. We started selling spas now, so there's a lot of that coming in.
Cool.
And as far as the revenue from the winter side, that's basically been all of it for the store right now.
Cool.
And we got truckloads of licensed contractors that we use, trying to get our customers the best bang for their buck.
Mm-hmm.
There's different levels of what people want.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
right,
for sure,
exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Free and awesome.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So that's where we're at right now. And, it's a small crew. We got 3 service guys, including myself. I do have a part-time guy, and then my wife and my daughter, they're running the store when we're not able to get in there. So, and they're both doing really well. So, and
family business.
Yes, it is.
How's that working for you?
It's hard to separate the office from the home life, especially if you're both in the office all the time.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to get to now is I trying to get her to leave everything at the office, but you can't do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got no black eyes or bloody lips like I did. So
give it time.
You must be doing fine.
Give it time. I'm sure she'll get there.
So what, you were in the military.
Yes.
What were you doing after the military before you decided cleaning pools was the way to go for you?
So I did a few jobs after I got out of the Army. So I went to work for a railroad, Union Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
And then about 6 months in, they decided to close down the Stockton yard, and they laid off like 28 or 29 of us all at once, which was a big shock to us all. So, and then after that, I went and did repossessions. Car repossessions. I did that for about a year. I was working out of Sacramento, Davis, and up in that area. But
sketchy.
Yeah, a little bit. It was fun till it wasn't.
Yep.
And then once COVID hit, the bank started doing the forgiveness plans and not repossessing cars, so that kind of put that to a halt. So after that, I went to work for the county for a little bit, and it was not my deal anymore. I worked for Uncle Sam enough, and I was ready to go.
Yeah, it's a different ball game altogether.
Yes, it is.
Like, no offense to all of our fans out there who are government workers, but there's not a lot of sense that that happens at that level. So
yeah, they
not business sense anyway.
no business sense, no.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you're working for the government, they want you to just there's protocols in place. They just want you to follow the protocol. That's it.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of out of the box thinking.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Which, you know, is great for some.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have an entrepreneurial mind, that gets old extremely quickly. I almost guarantee that. Haven't done it, but I can only imagine how many people would literally hate me in an office if I was a government worker.
So what really sparked my interest is when I got out is, you know, my whole entire adult life, I knew what I was getting paid, and it didn't matter whether I was sitting at home or whether I was out, you know, dodging bullets. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
So when I got out and I started realizing, hey, I'm getting paid for what I do, that's what lights the fire under a lot of guys, especially when they get out and they've been in there as long as I was. I retired from it. So
Yeah.
So you get paid for what you do.
Yeah.
And with that mentality of when you're in there and you're breaking your back, and it doesn't matter to that guy or that guy if you're there or not, you know, because they're getting paid just like you. Nobody's back trying to stab you in the back, basically, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the entrepreneurial mindset.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not for everybody, because, you know, you have to have some thick skin, you know, when you're in the service business, you know, as we found out, you know, there's a lot of keyboard hyenas that are are out there that just, you know, they get relentless at times, and you know, you have to just, you know who you are, know what you do. But man, in early days, you know, I had a paper route when that job was for young kids. My paper route was a voluntary payment of $1.
Really?
Yeah, it was a cool paper called the Enterprise Journal. And I remember, so I grew up in South San Francisco in the hills, and, you know, I'm a kid, so I'm on my bicycle,
right,
rain or shine, giant thing of newspapers in there. And, you know, in South City, there was all the houses were 2 stories, and they had a staircase that went up to the second level, because that's where the house was. And they always had stucco, and then there was a portal, a little window that was for the little porch. And you know, if you know me, many who do, I'm a thrower, you know. I just like to always practice my aim for whatever stupid reason. But from young, I would be like, I'm riding my bike, I'm coming up on the house, I'm like, boom, through the window, hit the door. I'm like, yeah. And if I miss the window, of course, I got to get off my bike and go dig in the juniper bushes, grab it, throw it back out there. But what I learned at a young age was, man, when I went and I first started collecting for the paper, people were like, you're the new paper route kid. And I'm like, you know, I'm an introvert anyway, so that was already hard. And I'm like, yep. And they're like, I've never had the paper on my porch ever. And they would be giving me $5, $10. Sometimes I get $20. And I'm like, I was making some money as a kid. And I'm like, man, if you do a better job than what's expected, people are happy, and sometimes they give you extra money. This is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. And I still operate like that. You know, it is what it is. I'm in an industry that nobody likes to give extra money or any money at all, but we still operate with the same concept.
Same mindset.
Yeah, same mindset.
Yep.
So being an entrepreneur now, you've been working on your own for how many years now?
About 3 years.
3 years. How's it going?
It's going great. We got more work than we can handle. The problems we are having is finding somebody that wants to work, you know?
Yep.
And you see that across the board in all industries right now. So
yeah.
But being that we're a family-owned business, we try to keep it close-knit. I'd like to get somebody that's local. You know? If they're not in the family or friends of the family, I'd like to make them from the area. So
yeah.
And it just cuts down on A lot of overhead too.
Yep. Yeah. Employees is the hardest part about being in business, when it comes down to it. And, and your industry is no different other than, we were talking about this earlier, what people are willing to pay to have their pool just kind of serviced every, what it costs per month, which is once a week or twice a week or whatever it is. You're kind of shackled into what they're willing to pay to get that done. And because of that, that also shackles you into how much you can pay to get somebody to do that,
right,
which equates to the skill set or desire of that worker.
Right.
That, I say that I have it difficult because all of my skill sets have to be, they're high. I can't just hire somebody who needs a job to come in and work for us at any level, really, maybe except for like a, shuttle driver, parts runner type of person. But all of our positions are skilled. They command pay. So it's hard to find that, but I can only imagine, like, if I can only pay you minimum wage because that's all we can command to get people's pools cleaned. That, even though there's probably a ton of people who could use a job, that's, you have to deal with, well, I can go to In-N-Out Burger and
that's exactly right.
Flip hamburgers and, cut fries for more than you're offering me. Right.
And you know what, though? The people that would go do that is not the people that I would want out there with us, because that's back to the government or, compartmental jobs.
Just doing it for a paycheck.
I'm doing it for a paycheck and I'm flipping a burger. That's it.
Yeah.
You come work with somebody like me, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to send you to class. We're going to send you to school.
Yeah.
So you got to get the chemistry down before you can go out and do anything and have that confidence.
Yep.
And knowing what you're talking about.
Yep. So you're building value and you're building knowledge. You just have to get past the you're only going to make this much, which is a barrier for some people. That's what they're looking at. They're looking at the money.
It is. And I would like to say, my ideal part-timer or my ideal worker would probably be a college kid, somebody who's looking for part-time.
Yeah.
And he's got a head on his shoulders, something, they're able to think and use critical thinking when they're confronted with a problem, So that would be our ideal customer or ideal employee.
You hear that? The 14 billion and 2 fans that we have. Mike Austin looking for somebody who wants something part-time, kind of working on your own, going out and, cleaning pools. I already told him when I retire, I might want to be a pool guy. So, he warned me, you might get what you wish for. But yeah, there's a lot to be said about going out there and just kind of being tied to a desk.
Right.
If you're looking for something, I'll tell you, Mike's a good guy. So, definitely. How do they apply?
They can come up to the store. We got applications at the store there as well.
Where's the store located?
We are at 42 South Highway 26, right next door to Ace Hardware in Valley Springs.
Perfect. So pretty much where we set up the Christmas tree.
Yes.
For the tree lighting and right around the parade. So,
and that's right the fence right there by where we put the Christmas tree is our back patio. So.
Perfect. So the military, what made you jump into the military? Probably right out of high school.
Yeah, it was a little bit after high school, but I was a Lodi kid, born and raised in Lodi. Didn't see a whole lot going on for me, and then
stuck in Lodi.
Not no more though. I tell you. So yeah, my first time on a plane is going to basic training. So that's what I did. Just had to get out of town. I had to make something of myself. you got kids out there, you just you got to make sure they're taken care of.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
Yeah.
And then it worked out for me. I tell you what, I didn't know my first enlistment was coming to an end until they called me. It was like a week before I was supposed to get out. They're like, hey, Austin, what are you doing? Are you getting out? You staying in? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, your 4 years is almost up, like next week. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm staying. All right. So that's how I re-enlisted the first time.
Nice. So how long were you in?
They retired me right under 18 years. They medically retired me. So
nice.
Yeah.
So that's serving the country right there.
Yes,
doing what
did.
you did. So you enjoyed it. I take it. After that long, you had to have enjoyed it.
It was fun till it wasn't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when we get old, I love working on cars every day, but my God, sometimes, when I do it still on the side, I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, it's not even that big of a thing. What happened?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It sucks getting old.
So they retired me at 39 years old, and at 39 in the Army, you're considered old.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Like being in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. And so you were born and raised in Lodi, you said, right?
Yep.
What made you move out to Valley Springs?
So my family, except for my mom and me, my mom grew up there too, but all the way back to my great-grandparents, they're all from that area. My great-grandparents used to live in Comanche, but when it was a town, not a lake. And then my grandma and grandpa, they all lived up there, and then Mountain Ranch, and my uncles, and we are
Appalachian Americans.
We are dug in like ticks up there. Let me tell you. Yeah.
Right on. So you have long history up in
up
in our woods.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So you moved back up into Valley Springs.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How you like it?
I like it. It's a slower pace.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a lot of different types of values up there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying other places don't have the values, but it's more prevalent. You can see it.
Yeah.
And the people you talk to, people you meet.
Yeah.
Not everybody's out there to just shine you on. You can actually talk to a stranger without them thinking you're out to get them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's one thing that we noticed up there. We really, really enjoyed maybe the camaraderie of the people, when we first moved into Valley Springs, and, we got on Facebook, and we saw some of the posts that people were putting in, and, this is the good and the bad of Facebook and social media. But it was, there was a lot of trash talking about businesses and people, and it's just funny to hear and see the wit that some people have.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that we read one time, they were talking about somebody from PG&E being on their property without any kind of badging or anything, asking about their neighbors and stuff, and they shoot them off. And they posted up, they said, yeah, somebody's out here from PG&E with no badging, asked about my neighbor's property, and I heard them fire some warning shots, so just keep your eyes peeled. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Where are we? Where are we? So, it's the good and bad of social media. We, as a business owner, and you've gotten it. I've seen some of the stuff about Sierra, and it happens. You gotta do what you gotta do.
You just pretty much you don't ignore it. You take it for what it's worth, and you got to look at the source too. So
yeah.
I
do my best to not. I'm old enough, just old enough to not have a filter and not care. So I do my best to not
engage.
I can't engage. I'm an avid debunker of things, and sometimes wit comes out bad, and I just try to
bite
my tongue, do what I do best, and make sure the people that appreciate us are happy and continue to do so. And so that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been to the supply store. It's very handy, because we used to have to drive into Lodi to go to pool stores,
right.
And it's nicer going into town and,
local business.
Yeah. Local business, hitting it up, and, having somebody that's, got product knowledge, has some owner mentality in the thing, willing to share information.
Right.
So you're not getting a lot of walk-ins, but this is your first summer coming up.
The walk-ins have increased quite a bit in the last couple of weeks just because it's starting to warm up.
Yep.
But we're getting a lot of projects that we actually got to go out and see what they're talking about. Like yesterday, my business partner, Tom Corrales, I've known him since I was like in 6th grade. Him and his wife, both. Very good people.
Yes,
and his son works for us. But last night, a lady came in and was saying that she had been adding a bunch of shock to her pool, and she changed out her filters. So we're sitting there looking at her readings, and we're like, it just don't make any sense. I said, where do you live? And she told us where she lives. So I said, you know what? You mind if we come out? We'll just go out there and take a look for you. So we go out there and take a look, and the filters were shot. Even the new ones that she put in didn't have any bands on. They were just shot. It was collapsed on itself. The pool was as green as an evergreen, and all it was doing was just pushing water. And so I say that because I could have just sold her a bunch of chemicals and said, you know what, go take care of it.
Yeah.
And she would have been back the next day or the next week trying to spend another $200, $300, $400 on chemicals.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's not going to do any good for her.
No.
So we went out there and we gave her an estimate for, she needs a new filter. The one she has is just way too small. She's got like a 15,000 gallon pool. She had a filter and a pump that was made for an above ground pool that was probably 5,000-6,000 gallons. So
yeah,
we gave her an estimate, hope that they come back and we can help them out.
Well, you did already, because the reality is, we have the internet now, right? Everybody can look up all kinds of stuff, and and that's good, because you should have some sort of knowledge inkling base of what you're doing. Or what you're asking about. But the reality is, when you go to a professional, you should be trying to get as much as you can from them, because they're if they're a good person and they got a good business, they're gonna be trying to help you. So it's like, you as a professional can't really help them if you don't truly know what's going on. Right. And in our world, we have to do a lot of testing and testing to get diagnostics done on things, because we have, you can probably guess, we get people all the time, hey, I need this. Okay. And there's a good chance it might, but there's a equally as good a chance it might not, because we've done we get a lot of people over the 15 years that I've been in business that have, like, I need this. I already looked at it. I looked up some stuff. It kind of has the same symptoms. And those are your damned if you do, damned if you don't. Mm-hmm. We will do our best. We really try and focus on, let us look at it first, because we're damned if we do and we're damned if we don't. We just put it on, it doesn't fix it, we're the bad guy. And if we have to spend some time, maybe some of your money, to figure it out, and we're damned. Or if it isn't, we look good, and we fix it. But it's one of those things. It's like, you got to make that call, that emotional and just that call, like
the moral.
Yes. Yeah. I can't just do it, because we're going to look bad if it isn't it anyway, and you spent money that you should not have had to, is the moral compass. So, pools, I guess it's the same way, because I tried to take care of my pool for the first year I had it, because in Valley Springs we had 0 people that would come out to, maintain a pool.
And there's
to my surprise,
there's a few up there now, and I know most of them.
Yeah,
and most of them they're upstanding, good guys.
Yeah,
most of them. But there's some that they're fly by night.
Yep.
And that's one of the main complaints I've seen with this industry. They'll have somebody come out 1 week, a couple months later, they're just gone. They don't call them back. They don't say anything. They just stop.
Yep.
And then, or they just take their money. I've had people pay out thousands of dollars for something, and whoever they paid just ghosts them. They're just gone. They took the money and run. I've had that several times.
Yeah.
But
That's crazy.
mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a pool with water in general. I mean, you almost have to kind of, just like with a car, everybody, the environment is always different.
Mm-hmm.
The cars that we service in San Carlos are not like the cars that we maintain, like 90K service. What we see on those cars are different completely because of the environment that they reside in, and all the pools I can only imagine are completely different. Like our pool's right by a bluff. We have a cattle ranch, and animals and our neighbors. So there's just stuff in the air that other pools might not have.
Yeah. So we service 3 different counties. So the pools that we have in Calaveras County, most of them are on wells.
Yep.
So in the wells, you got metals, you got phosphates, you got all sorts of stuff, calcium, everything coming out.
Yep.
Right. Then we service Amador as well. A lot of them are on wells too, but you're going to see a bunch of different stuff coming out of the wells or at a higher or lower rate.
Yep.
Then we service San Joaquin. San Joaquin, usually most of it's all good because they're usually on city or county water. And Calaveras too. The county water in Calaveras is pretty good. There's not a whole lot of phosphates or anything else like that in there.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So the homeowner, unless they've really got that chemistry down, it's kind of hit and miss. You go on the Chat GPT or Google, and you're like, okay, my phosphates are high. What am I going to put in there? Yeah. Put this. Okay.
Yeah, we get a lot of those Google chemists.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We have that too.
But you don't argue with them. You're like, all right, yeah.
No,
it's your pool. I'm just here to help you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you try and help as any way that you can.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Don't buy that. You want it. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
We have a lot of YouTube certified master technicians.
Of course.
It is what it is. And like I tell people all the time, I started out a DIYer. I'm a technician by DNA. My brain just works like that. I was the kid that went in the garbage and pulled out the broken vacuum cleaner or whatever it was. Sometimes I pulled out the things that they look cool. I had no idea what it is, but it's broken. I want to take it apart, A, see how it works, B, see if I can fix it, and C, if I can fix it, can I make it work better than it did?
Right.
Why? I don't know. Just that's how my brain is wired, sadly. But, that mentality is kind of what drives that whole, I want to fix it,
right.
I want to fix our system. I want to fix our industry. I want to fix whatever.
Everything you can.
Everything I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything I can.
So me, I like building things. I'll build things. Tom he retired from John Deere. So he's a mechanic by trade. That's what he does. Pumps, filters, auto feeds, chem feeds, things like that. That's his forte.
Yeah.
If I get something that's broke down and he's never seen it before, he's like, "Oh, dude, I got this. Give it to me. Give it to me."
Yep.
And he takes it. He takes it apart. He'll take it completely apart and be like, "Oh, this is what's wrong right here."
Yeah.
I'll be like, "All right.
Yep.
Sweet.
Can we get one? Nope. Okay. Throw it away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Can we fix it?
I'm going to try and make it.
Yeah.
In today's world, man, you can almost 3D print something and see if it works. Right.
Like those bearings and stuff on those robots.
Yep.
So we're certified. We're a service and a warranty for the Dolphin and the robots and stuff like that. And some of those parts, they're just back ordered for weeks and weeks.
Yep.
And even when you get them in, so some of the main things like on the housings, they just wear. They just wear. And
it's all plastic.
It's all plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
yeah. I actually, when we were talking about the pieces that I need for my little sweeper, I'm like, dang it, I wish I kept the new ones that I purchased, because I was thinking about going and making them out of aluminum, because my youngest son is in the fabrication field, and they have CNC machines, and I've had him make some stuff for me already, and I'm like, that would be, maybe I could have him cut something out of aluminum, soft enough aluminum to not really wipe out the other things. But
that's what I was just thinking too. I was thinking, I don't know if that would be.
No,
that would work.
Something's gotta give. But yeah, it's funny that you say that, the builder. So we did this thing that I talked about before. It's called the 6 types of working genius. And when we've done our assessment, and in our company, my working genius is the genius of wonder and invention. So those are the ones that where your head is in the clouds. You're at 30,000 feet. You're not looking at, oh man, I gotta do this right there on that one little thing, and then that's perfect. I'm always thinking, God, is there a better way? Is there a reason why we're doing this? And then I get to answer my own question because I build something,
Right.
and then I share it. I share it with the others now who we know in our company, who are what are called discerners. They're able to take your plan and crap on it, and but it makes it better.
Yeah.
Always, it always makes it better. So that's funny that you mentioned what Tom likes to do and what you like to do. I think I'm actually both of of those, and then the rest of the stuff, I'm like, I get bored of it very quickly, and rallying the troops and all that stuff. Even though I'm kind of good at that, I get bored of it, or it just starts to, like, I can't feel like I'm making you do something. Yeah. It bugs me. Mm-hmm. I'd rather just come up with the idea and the concept and let somebody else, take the charge. Yeah, take the charge.
Yeah.
So the layout of your company now, you were talking about, so you got pools and spa supplies. Mm-hmm. Your service side of it is you're already packed, other than, maybe finding the right people that you can actually expand and, increase that business. What other things are you thinking about doing? Because I know that you already set that up, and I know how your brain is working like mine. You're already looking at the next thing.
Yes, I am. So we got one of our clients, actually. He's really huge into the koi and fish pond circuit, let's say. It's worldwide. And he has built pools. He used to be on call. He'd be flying across the country at 2 o'clock in the morning because somebody's fish is about to be ready to die. And he'd be like, all right, I'll be there in a minute. And he'd get on a plane. Anyways, he's not talking us into it, but talking to us about it.
Yeah.
And then after he started talking to us about it, we started doing our own research and of the area, and looking at some of our other pool builders that we talked to. And a lot of those koi ponds or water features, whichever you want to call it, they are different things, though. They usually go hand in hand with the pool industry.
Yeah.
So I have one of my pool builders. That's what he used to do. He used to focus on koi ponds. But then again, you got people out there that say they want a koi pond, and they don't really know what a koi pond is. They just want a water feature that looks pretty and it's got fish at the bottom of it. That's not really a koi pond. That's a fish pond, or that's a water feature.
Or a raccoon feeder.
Or a raccoon feeder where we live, yes. Yes, and you got to make sure it's deep enough that they can hide from the predators like that. So, But either way, the pool industry and the koi pond industry, they go hand in hand. You just got to know, you got to have somebody to know what the difference is between the three.
Yeah.
Because you got your pools, you got your koi ponds, and then you get water features. They are all different.
Yeah.
And most of it has to do with filtration.
Yeah, because I think, I don't know how many koi ponds are out in Calaveras County because of all the nature and things that love fish. But I have some friends with koi ponds, and man, they've just spent lots of money and lots of time trying to get it right until they're like my new water feature, because it's...
And that's the thing. You can make a water feature. If it's not filtered right and it's not flowing right, it'll turn into a pond.
Yeah.
A pond that's just, you can't see the fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the flow, the returns have to be a certain way. The filtration has to be a certain way, And, if you get somebody that's just coming in to take your money and build you a water feature and put some fish in there, then...
Yeah.
You're wasting your money.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever really seen or enjoyed a real koi pond, or even know what it should look like. It seems It seems like it's nice to, maybe kick back and have like, a little whatever, but I don't know.
So you ever been out to Mickey's Grove?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So their Japanese garden out there that they have is an actual lazy river with the koi pond, and that's an actual koi pond. The bottom is got some algae and some moss on it, but the water itself is crystal clear. You can see what's going on.
The fish.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. Yeah. Interesting.
Think about it. Think about a river. Same thing with pools. Like I told you. So the chemistry and the filtration and flow. Your flow and filtration is just as, if not more important than the chemicals you're putting in your water. You got rivers. Look at a river. You can have a crystal clear river.
Yep.
No chemicals in it, but the water's moving. And that would be why.
Yeah.
The bottom might be green, but the water's crystal clear because it's always moving.
It's moving. Interesting. Yep. I can see that. What I found weird, because, growing up, I grew up in South San Francisco and other places too, but South San Francisco was not a great climate for having a pool because it's cold and foggy there almost every day. So I didn't know what it took to have a pool or whatever, but now that we lived up in Valley Springs, we had a pool done, and I tried to take care of the pool for the first year. I learned a lot about water that I had no idea about, and there's a lot to it, right? There's so many different chemicals and things that you need. And like, I watched my pool when they first built it, kind of, because nobody was coming out. I'm like, there's a little something on the side there, like a little green line. And I said, I have to run up to the Bay Area again, because that's where our only shop was at the time. And I'm like, guys, I need somebody to come out, because I don't know what's happening here. And I had to dip out, came back 3 days later, pea soup.
Really?
Oh my God, that fast. That fast.
Especially in the heat.
Yeah, well, I was like, holy crap. And then they cleared it up relatively fast as well, but still, man, that's freaky. Seeing all that water, you're just like, oh my God. What do we do?
Oh, it's shot. It's destroyed.
Yeah, destroyed.
Just give it a minute.
Destroyed, yeah.
Give it a minute.
Yeah. So that's crazy. So when you were in the military, did you do anything with water or anything like that, or you just said, you know what, I'm gonna come out and put on a little Speedo and be a pool guy, pool boy?
Basically, yeah. Actually, I think my wife just got tired of looking at me. I was retired. I was sitting home at the time, So I went and helped a guy in Lodi, and I did that for about a month. And I seen what he was charging, I seen what he was making, and I seen what he was doing and what he had to do to get there. And I'm like, I could do this. I said, I got to go, buddy. So I left. I went to school. We got licensed, insured, and opened the business, and it wasn't very long. I had a full route for just myself.
Yeah.
And then I hired Tom's son, Alex, sent him to school. Same thing with him. So, exponentially, the routes in the past 3 years have, like I said, we're over 200 now. So,
yeah, there. We talked about this a few weeks back with Valley Springs when I first moved up here. I felt like I'm a loser because I only had one job. So everybody else was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a dentist, I'm a chiropractor, I'm a doctor, and I run the feed store." I'm like, "Holy crap, what is happening? What is going on up here?" And it's really because there's a demand for
all sorts of
stuff, man. And I don't know if it's because we don't have enough people that are willing to go out on a limb and take the abuse of helping people, but I feel like there's an easy way to come up here, provide a service to people, and make a living, because in Valley Springs there's a need for stuff. Like I said, for the first full year I had nobody. I called places. I could not get anybody to come out.
So a lot of the guys up there are older and already retired, and they're doing it just to get out and about.
Yeah.
Right. I know at least 2 of the older guys in the area. They're in their late 70s, still driving around doing pools just to get out of the house. Right. One of them, the main one, his name is Dave, and he's been telling me he's been telling me he's going to be retire for like the last 5 years. I was like, all right, man, whatever. When you get ready to retire, then if you want, I'll absorb what you got, and then you can come work whenever you want to. Yeah. He's like, I might take you up on that. I was like, yeah, we'll see.
That's crazy.
He's not going to retire.
No. But yeah, it's kind of cool because there's not too many places out there that you can literally say, man, a lot of entrepreneurs can come and
do well,
mm-hmm. right? Because, entrepreneurship is tough, but when demand is high for something that is not there, I mean, it's almost a
no-brainer almost.
Yeah. I mean, really. I mean, honestly, when I couldn't find anyone, you can ask Audra. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I was taking care of the pool and it was doing okay, right? Mm-hmm. I had a lot of equipment that was doing a lot of the work for me. I was just keeping track of it. I'm like, you know what? I can maybe come up with a division of our company, pool service, because I'm sure if I post something up, there's a need, there's a need for it.
There is.
And, you're filling it, which is great. But that's definitely why you're slammed.
Yes.
Right?
It is.
So that's cool. So what else in Valley Springs do you think would be a great business opportunity for someone?
I think, honestly, there's a lot of things that could go up there. The problem is that not that the money or the market isn't there, or that people like me or like you aren't willing to do it. It's people like you or me or Tom or anybody that's got their own business. They're already stretched pretty thin, probably, right? But there's only so many of us out there. I don't know about what we would have more of. I mean, we got food up there. We got 2 grocery stores.
Yeah.
And if you look at the census, which I think the census is very off, they only say we have 42,000 people up there.
Yeah.
Which is, it can't be.
It seems like it's not that.
No,
right?
It's not. No.
Yeah.
But when you go to do a business plan, or you're trying to market, or you're trying to plan ahead, that census usually in the demographic of the areas, it plays a big role on your planning.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's off, you're going to be off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So hence the reason why almost everybody I meet has 3 jobs, man. I realized from Stevie B, that's from In Living Color.
Yeah.
I was like, I knew I heard it from somewhere. But yeah, I still think like we have there's small engines like gas lawn mowers and weed whackers and blowers and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're different than cars, right? They run different, they operate differently, they have you need different tooling and things for that. And it's like between that, having somebody that will tackle that, I feel like that's a business that will easily have lots of stuff to do, because we try and also fix those things for clients, but it's like we have to do it in between car stuff. And you have to have that technician that fully gets, a 2-stroke or the tiny little carburetor that's on there, how it works, the jetting of it, etc. And the other thing is like a vet in town. So we in Valley Springs there's so much yard, and you got to do all that maintenance with equipment, little mowers and stuff like that. There's tons of them out there. And a vet that can do horses, sheep, all kinds of barnyard animals, because there's tons out there, and there is no vet.
Right.
And no emergency vet for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That baffles me that nobody is like, I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, so my daughter, that's what she wants to do. She wants to be a vet. She just got accepted to UC Davis.
Awesome.
So she, that's what she wants to do. She wants to go be a vet and bring it back home. And I tell you what, she got that from her mama. Her smarts are from her mama. I tell you that much. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm sure it looks like there's some entrepreneurial spirit that has rubbed off.
She has, yes, and she, very smart.
Yeah.
She's got valedictorian this year at the school. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. I got a chance to meet her. We had a little mixer at your place,
that's
and
right.
she
That's right.
did a little presentation on your company and what she does at school. And it's like, it's good to see high school level people that are still that
Trying
are
to
sharp.
Step up. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's, I mentioned this, I don't remember who I was talking to, but we do we're part of the scholarship program for the Calaveras High.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a scholarship for somebody in the trades last year. We're doing it again this year. And we go, you go there, right? And you see all the kids that are getting all these scholarships and hearing what they've done, what they've accomplished to earn these scholarships. It's like, right on, man, these kids are putting in the work.
Yes.
And it definitely, it helps shape my impression of the younger generation because,
Yes.
we're employers. We see what is out there a lot, and it definitely is not the same as seeing a room full of go-getters.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's good. They're the people that are going to be running the show when I'm broken and I'm retired. And, it was always scary in my mind thinking, what I was thinking about our generation coming up, that I'm like, oh my God.
We're dead.
We're dead. No, she's sharp. You can tell she's sharp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good job.
And it's not just her. Definitely her, but and you are the company you keep. So,
Yeah.
and she hangs out with the smart kids too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Not weird how that works out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Growing up, they're not, I think that's just a character trait. Like for me, when whenever I join something and I'm in the room full of like people that I'm like, oh wow, these people got it going on. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. If I'm the one that people are like, oh my God, this guy's got it going on, I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel weird about that. And I think that's been my whole life. Like I like to run and play sports and stuff like that. I feel like that was who I was, a little young, introvert athlete. And really, I loved playing sports with the people who were better than me.
Yeah.
Because it inside, it would piss me off that they could move like that or do that and I couldn't. So I would just study them. And
it's that drive to make yourself better.
yeah, I don't know what it is, but it was definitely is something from within, like this fire that I'm like, I am going to be better than. No, I don't.
It's that drive. You got to have that drive.
Yeah.
If you hang out with somebody that's, not on your level or more, you're not.
Yeah, you're not learning.
But you don't always have to be that way too. You can always pass on and be that guy for somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which is kind of what I get to do in my company now.
Right.
It's weird. Like I said, it's uncomfortable for me to share, like, I don't know. What do you want from me? But it's, there's value to it. And I see people's growth when I get to share what I know, and that's nice too. I mean, it's not as cool as trying to get better, but if you can share it and get other people better, yeah, it's pretty awesome too.
It's going to strengthen the industry all around.
Yeah,
You can't just be focused on I'm
yourself.
taking care of myself.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah. No, you just have to find that balance, because, the reality is, just like in the airplane, when crap goes down, make sure you can breathe first and then help everyone else. Once you get to that point, then yeah, you should be sharing what you got. And I think that's the funnest part about my job now, which is weird because I've never liked being the one in the room that was the one to look up to.
Yeah.
But in my company, it's kind of fun. It is.
It's your own baby. It's yours.
It is. It's my family.
Mm-hmm.
I tell the group all the time when I'm at the different shops, and when we get into some in-depth conversations, I really have no bloodline
Mm-hmm.
furthering down the road. So my son Bo and Nico are both, they're not my bloodline. They're my sons, but there's no tool going further from me. So the only thing that I got that's passing on is the badge.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody in our company you're legitimately family, because, that's like all my family is, I don't want to say surface, but there's not blood. So to me, that you're the same as that. And I try and operate like that too. And I think that goes along with how you're trying to run your company. You got your family there. You're trying to hire the next people that are friends of your family. It really keeps that
close knit,
that family, that vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
My wife, bless her heart, she can't. Sometimes I don't think she can understand why I'm always trying to look at the next thing, and because we were doing really well with just the service, and I was honestly just working out of my house and out of a storage unit that I had doing service. We were doing, I don't know, 100, 120 pools, just,
Yeah.
And it was good. But I was always looking for that next step, and I'm still looking for that next step.
Yep.
And it's not just because I want to make more money. Money's great, that's fine. But
sometimes you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you make less.
So yeah.
Just saying.
But what I want to do is I want to be able to make something that's going to run itself for my kids after I'm gone, and my grandkids.
Yeah.
Or if they decide they want to run it,
Yeah.
whatever. I just don't. It's not a fly-by-night organization that's going to be gone in the next few years.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to build.
Yep. And I can relate to that. My wife was the same. We could have operated just our store out of the Bay Area, and we were doing fine because we don't live with, I don't know, we don't have high personal needs.
Right.
We run our life a little lean, and we were doing fine. But the next thing is always in my mind, and when your goal is like, I see the camaraderie and the how having a good job helps your team in their personal lives. Like I feel like, I don't want to say compelled to, but it's like it's my duty. If I can do it again in Valley Springs, we say, and I can affect change in all these people's lives and make them enjoy what they are good at, what they bring to the table. And here again in Stockton, I have to. I have to. It definitely is not for the money.
All right.
I mean, the reality is, when we open up these last two stores, we definitely don't make as much as we did because a lot goes into it. So we're still trying to, manage all that. But the reality is I do see, now 30 employees all with a different outlook on what their career path gets to look like. So I think that's why we do it, right?
Yeah. So, and then we're trying to get to where you're at. So Tom and I were just talking about it. We were
easier than you think. Just throw away all your money. No,
yeah, that's about right? So Tom and I were talking about it. So this will be year one for the store, and then we're trying to say in the next 2 years probably open another one, whether it be a satellite or a full blown store. We don't know where.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I think it'll work out fine. There's just certain things that you gotta. You don't always have to reinvent the wheel. You know what I mean?
No.
So there's certain things that have been done for decades and decades that you don't need to redo. But there are certain things that you could build on and improve.
Yeah.
That if you get it and that it's that niche for your store or your clientele or what you're doing, then there's no limit to how far it'll go. So.
Yep. Yeah, there's a term that we use when we're going and looking at something. We call it we're going out to R&D, which is not the typical R&D. What our R&D is rob and duplicate.
Okay.
Right? Or there's another one that we use to, if we're looking at something that seems too good to be true, we call it recon and discourage. So we're looking at it like we're aside from all the hype, what's really happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we use R&D quite a bit. The entrepreneurship, pool supply, you were talking about some other stuff, bringing in the ability to create your own chemicals potentially, which seems like a whole nother.
That's if that ever happened, that would be way down the road because there's a whole lot of legality.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine
regulations that go with that. So
yeah.
But and to be honest, I wouldn't be where I'm at today with these two businesses if it wasn't for my wife. She does the books for most of them.
Yeah,
we do have our forensic CPAs, and Tom's son, he's an accountant for one of the local firms here, and he takes care of a lot of stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tom, he's got that business mindset too, so he ran a couple of the dealerships like for the region, and so me being from my background is just go out, do it, get it done, and move on, right? And then these two, they pull the reins on me a little bit. Hold on, man.
Yeah,
hold on.
You need that.
I need that.
Yeah,
I do. I have to.
Yeah, a lot of times that visionary can create a lot of havoc.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm truly getting to embrace my inner visionary because, getting to where I've gotten is I've had to balance it. I've had to be the visionary and integrator of my company, which is it's an oxymoron.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, I'm a Libra, so I'm kind of like that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I do enjoy having people now, like you do, in this arena that are like, let's do this, let's get that over, and I don't have to beat up my own ideas,
right?
Because that's hard. I mean, you got to have something mentally wrong to come up with these great ideas and then just beat the crap out of them.
Mm-hmm.
They usually don't, right? They usually like, yeah, it's good. Let's just run it, and then we create the havoc. So,
yeah,
it's nice having that team around you, which, as anyone who is not in business for themselves should know, is all these businesses have a team of people, your CPAs, your bookkeepers, your, the people that help manage money, because, employees and clients and just people in general, they're thinking, wow, look, that job, that's $1,000, man. You're not keeping that. That is not, that is not yours. Some of it's the state's for sales tax. We have to collect that, hold it for them, not collect interest on it like they may, but we have to hold it and then make sure we give every penny to them when they want it. And then we have to pay for the stuff that we bought and stored, and then pay for the person that did the job. And then what's left, you get to pay rent and PG&E and whatever. So it is surprising how little stays. And when you like at 3 locations, when you start looking at the overall, like the whole revenue numbers, you're like, where that means all that is coming in and all of that is going out is insane. Insane. Like I didn't have anything. I mean, we were renters, growing up. We had a good close family life, but we didn't have stuff, right? So when I see these numbers, I'm just like, I can't. It's hard to fathom, like,
right.
How does that much have to get spent? It's insane because of that, I have to spend all of that. Holy shit. It's kind of scary sometimes.
Yeah.
Like,
because if something goes wrong,
yeah,
it's done.
Yeah. You're done. Personally.
Yeah. Personally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and especially in the beginning phases of things, you're putting all that risk out there.
Yeah.
But like they say, no risk, no reward. So
Yep.
You just got to make sure your ducks are in a row when you're going to do it.
Yep. And you gotta have a good plan and thick skin. Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You got to have thick skin.
You gotta have thick skin.
You're not going to please everybody. Ever.
No. That's one of the things that, you sell supplies, right? So you have to battle with, well, I can buy this for $5 less with free shipping. Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Go for it.
That's fine.
I mean,
yeah, and I've dealt with that too.
Yeah, go for it. It's you can't please everyone. Like for us, I like to hire good quality people, and like I was mentioned earlier, we're skilled, and not only that, they're skilled when I hire them, and then we train them.
You build on it.
Yeah, we train them. We send them to training. It's thousands of dollars, and sometimes it's travel. It's on a plane, hotel, all that stuff. So there's a cost involved. So when I opened up by myself, a lot of times it was like, oh man, that's too expensive. I'm just like, compared to what? I'm compared to, Amazon, Jiffy Lube, maybe, yeah, it is. I'm neither of those.
Once again, you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
You buy that stuff on Amazon or wherever else, 9 times out of 10, you're not getting an OEM part or OEM anything.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're getting a knockoff.
Yep.
And it's going to last you 2 months and it's done.
Yep. Yeah. And we're in the industry where, we got to buy something that you might be able to buy. I'm going to buy it for less. I got to mark it up. But I also, in our world, I'm going to warranty it for 3 times longer than it actually is. So I'm hoping, my gamble is please last. Right? Yeah. Because in today's world where I don't know where they're making these parts, but they are not as good. Dealership parts, same thing, not as good. It's a gamble, but this is it's $30 more than you can go to the parts store and get it for.
Yep.
It's warranty for 3 years, 36,000 miles, and I'm going to put it in at no charge also. So is that valuable to you? No? Awesome.
Yes.
Then, go ahead and go order it up and put it in.
Sorry we couldn't help you.
Yeah. Sorry we couldn't help. Yeah. And that's the hard part because you really, I hire people that really want to help people.
Yeah.
So we're way too often getting ourselves into, well, we're trying to work as best we can with what the client really wants. And if I can tell you it's 100% of the time, that is always turns out bad. I'll tell you. I think it's 100. I think it's 100% of the time. It's when we go against that professional, like, look, this is how we do it. And this is why we do it. And we're trying to, bend the rules because this is what you need and what you want and what we're working with every time. Every single.
And I'm having that problem too, because I'll get people that'll call me and we'll go out there and it'll be like, I know what this is going to take, but I'm looking at them and I'm already feeling that they're not going to want to do what it takes, but I still want to help them. But,
Yeah.
you know,
It's a moral rough call to make.
It is.
But man, if we as business owners can learn earlier, look, it's not worth it, then we would all be better off. I'm certain of it.
Very true.
Well, we've been talking pretty good minute. You got anything you wanna leave our billions and billions of fans with? Any tidbit of knowledge?
Knowledge?
Gotta call your wife.
Let me call my wife and check on that. But we got our grand opening on April 6th.
Perfect.
Yeah,
grand opening, Valley Springs on the corners, April 6th.
Yeah, we did a soft opening in October, and now we're going to do the grand opening. We'll have barbecue. We're going to have a raffle. We're going to give stuff away for pools and equipment and stuff like that.
Sweet.
Yeah, we'll have a few vendors out there with some pop-ups. And
very cool.
It'll be fun.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And if you know anybody out there who is, maybe like you said, in college, needs something part-time, wouldn't mind going out there and learning how to do some chemistry and, be out in the elements, in the sun, and playing around pools, reach out. Sierra Pool and Spa Supply at, how do they find you?
209-419-0582. Give me a call.
You guys got a website or anything like that?
We do have a website. It's sierrapoolandspa.supply.com. You can come check us out. We're still loading stuff in there. We're getting our e-commerce up and everything. So
cool. Yeah. So you're gonna be able to buy stuff right from your website. Yes. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That's good to know. So anybody out there got young kids, you want to kick them out of the house that are a little bit sharp and they're playing too many video games, send them over to Mike. He'll boot camp them into shape, teach them some chemistry, and learn how to get some leaves out of a pool.
Yep.
And anybody out there who's got young kids that are tinkerers and maybe they've taken apart some things in the house that you didn't want them to, embrace them. Our world needs people who can do stuff, fix things, take things apart, make them better, make them operate, embrace that, figure out how to get them in the schooling that they need, because, at the end of the day, as parents, our goal is to try and, do what's right for our kids. And, the trades today, especially, maybe not so much in my day, the trades today is financially feasible and, highly skilled. So keep them interested. All right, Mike.
All right. I appreciate
good chatting it up with you. Saying sayonara to all the friends and family out there. And I'm Dave the Car Guy, signing out. Thanks for listening to Shop Talk Live. For more episodes, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Tools Garage. Remember, drive safe and stay tuned for more. Until next time, I'm Dave the Car Guy, signing out.